What's up, everybody? Crash here. Welcome back to Crash Against the Spread, where we talk about sports from a betting perspective. It is Thursday, October 10th, and we have four football games to talk about today. If you do like the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot over here. We have three college football games and the Thursday night NFL game to talk about. College games, we're going to breeze through real quick. Don't have a lot of information on every team. I have looked into each game, and I'll kind of give you where I'm thinking. Coastal Carolina and James Madison. Both teams are 4-1. Coastal losing to UVA 2 games ago. James Madison being upset by Louisiana Monroe in their last game. That was a low-scoring game, 21-19. And like I said, it was an upset. They were at least 17-point favorites. At least 17-point favorites, depending on what book you have, what number you got, when you bet it, all that stuff like that. So, being that they're trying to get that taste out of their mouth, I think they're going to come out swinging here. Last season, James Madison beat Coastal Carolina 56-14. And I think Coastal probably remembers that, at least the players that are still there. I like the over in this game. I would probably lean to Coastal with it being over a touchdown spread. But I like the over. It's been bet down from 62. I see a bunch of 60s now, 60.5. So over 60.5 is where I'm going to go for the Coastal Carolina and the James Madison Dukes game. Next up, we have the UTEP Miners and the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Don't know much about these two teams, but what I will say is that this big spread and UTEP's 1-4 record means that I definitely think that Western Kentucky is head and shoulders the better team, but there is money coming in on UTEP at this big number. So looking at their last 5 games, their whole season basically, they are 0-5. They've been beaten by Nebraska, Liberty, Colorado State, Sam Houston State, and Southern Utah. So that Southern Utah game was the closest game. Sam Houston State beat them by 20. Colorado State beat them by 10. Liberty beat them by 18. They lost Sam Houston. They lost to Southern Utah by 3, and Nebraska beat them 40-7. They only covered the spread in the Liberty game. They were 24-point underdogs in the Liberty game, and they lost by 18. So looks like this spread is exactly where it needs to be. Western Kentucky lost to Boston College. Boston College is pretty good this year. They beat Toledo by 5, covered the spread. Middle Tennessee, they won by 28. Eastern Kentucky, they won 31-0 and lost to Alabama 63-0. So Alabama's a force this year, but being blanked, and it was the first game, so they probably got their footing by now. I would say Western Kentucky minus the 19.5 is where I'm leaning for this, and I would say the under, being that it's all the way above 50, and we're not sure if UTEP is going to be able to move the ball in this one. So 58.5 is where I see it. So 56. I see some 56s on here. I don't have that book. That's on ESPN Bet. On the book that I do have, it's at 57 on Hard Rock Bet. So be looking towards the under, and be looking at Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky is the bet I like better, though, just in case Western Kentucky wants to put up 50-something on their own. Last college game is Middle Tennessee and Louisiana Tech. Not sure about these two teams either. I would say it's like Middle Tennessee has played the harder schedule, and both these teams have only won 1 game. Louisiana Tech is 2-2 against the spread. So Louisiana Tech beat Nichols, but they lost to Jacksonville State, North Carolina State, Tulsa and FIU. Middle Tennessee beat Tennessee Tech 32-25 in their very first game of the season. They've lost to Ole Miss, Western Kentucky, Duke, and Memphis. So that's the tougher schedule it looks like they've played. Didn't come close in any of those. They did cover the spread in the Memphis game. They were 27-point underdogs, and they lost 24-7. So total at 61. So it looks like they were able to at least play some defense in that one compared to where they thought that the game was going to end up. So in this game, this will be the one that I probably end up staying off. If I were to bet it, I would probably lean towards the under 48.5. So probably staying off the game though. I don't really know too much about these two teams. Now let's go ahead and go to the NFL game. We have the 49ers at the Seahawks. Spread is about 3.5 right now on pretty much every book, and totals at 49.5. I kind of like the over. The way that these two teams play each other is always tough. They're divisional rivals. Last year's second game was a lower scoring game. The first game was it still was lower than its current total. Both totals last year were 43.5 and 44, and the first game got to 44. Second game got to 44 also, so it was a push. Seeing a higher total this year, but they've been playing higher games. All the 3-1 to the over for Seattle, or 4-1, excuse me, and San Francisco's 3-1, or 3-2 to the over. So that's where I'd be leaning for these two teams. I think that their offenses are a little better than last year in both cases, but the spread being that it's at 3.5, I kind of like Seattle. So if it were at 3 or 2, I think I'd be leaning San Francisco, but a full field goal, I think I like Seattle. So Seattle Seahawks plus 3.5 in tonight's game. Both teams are as healthy as they're going to be. Still leaning Seahawks plus 3.5, and I like the over in this game. I think my favorite bets for this card are going to be Coastal Carolina James Madison over 60, Western Kentucky minus 19.5, and Seahawks plus 3.5. So go ahead and lock those in. Let's get this money. We'll be back tomorrow to talk some more college football. We have 3 games tomorrow, so see you back there.